Hi, so today I want to do a full face of Chanel. Actually, this one brand tutorial sort of thing is very fun to me to do because it's sort of like a shop my stash kind of thing, because normally I don't really use full face of one brand on a daily basis. For the foundation, I actually have 3 from Chanel, like in the liquid form. This is the L'Essence de TEINT. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. It's like the most expensive one that comes with a little brush. And this is the one that's the most popular, I believe. This is the Water Fresh Tint. And there's another one that a lot of people like, is the Beige, the Healthy Glow one. These two was launching like back to back, so a lot of people was comparing these two together in some videos, and I see a lot of people don't really like this one and they like this one better. But I am the opposite. I actually like this one better, even though it doesn't have as much as coverage as this one. But for me, coverage is not my first priority. This glides over on my pores very beautifully, so actually this is one of my favorite foundation. And this water tint, I bought this in a shade that's too dark, so I don't use this too much on itself. So what I'm gonna to do today is I will mix these two together to do my base and see if I can use this one as a bronzer. This shade, the B30, is a little bit too peachy pink for me, but because it doesn't have like a lot of coverage, so I don't find it's too bad for me. But today we're mixing, so I don't know. I still think I like this one by itself a little bit better, because like I said, it just glides over my pores very beautifully, and mixing with this one just, I feel like, make the product, the foundation, settling into my pores just a little bit. From far, actually this is a really nice base. It looks quite glowy. Most of the glow is from this one. When I look quite close, I can see the foundation settling in this part. Don't know if the camera is catching it, but it is settling on this area a little bit. I think that's the beige formula not working for me very well. Now let's apply this as a bronzer. Actually, I never used this as a bronzer before, so I don't know how it will work. It's really wet. It feels like I'm applying pure water on my face. It's giving a little bit of color, very natural, and it's not picking up my foundation, which is nice. Now let's do the powder. And this powder, I never use it this way. Whenever I use this powder, I apply it very sparingly, so I'm not sure how it will look like applying this much. The powder is nice, but the foundation settling into the pores issue is happening here. And actually, I feel like the powder just sets the foundation into the pores, so now it's almost a little bit more visible, but it's not like it's too bad that I feel like I want to take off my makeup or anything. It's noticeable. So yeah, I guess the beige foundation is still not my favorite, and I really want to find a way of making it work. because a lot of people really love that foundation. This powder is very good at blurring, but it doesn't help much with how the beige foundation look on my skin. Let's bring you closer. I don't know if you can tell, like this part, there's a little bit settling, like foundation settling into the pores happening, emphasizing my pores on this area. Maybe I should try some like smoothing primer with the formula, but I don't know. Normally not a primer person. So the next will be eyeshadow, and I have this quad from Chanel, and I don't know how to pronounce this one, but it's the number 268. I feel like this palette, this quad, was quite popular when it first launched, because this is the first time Chanel came out with the full matte quad, and also I feel like it's the first time the shade is being like a very rich, warm color story. I actually purchased this and liking it a lot, but haven't using this like very much. I will use this shade. It looks quite light in this palette, but it's actually quite a good mid-tone brown shade. And because today I actually have somewhere to go, I don't want the eyeshadow to be too intense. So I want to be somewhat of a more of a basic formal kind of look. So I'm not gonna use the very warm shade in this palette, but they're very nice, very easy to blend, and quite beautiful shades. You can easily shear it down, and you can also easily build them up. Don't know if they worth the price tag though. It's quite an expensive price for matte shadow, but I do like it. And also I really want to try the other one. They also have one that's a very cool toned brown, like more of the Natasha Denona glam palette kind of vibe. And that one is not fully matte, I believe, but that palette looks very nice. Add just a little bit of depth with this color. Making this video just reminds me of this quad. And that's why I love this kind of video, because they help me to find what I have and what I loved in the past. Okay, that's pretty nice. You can still achieve somewhat of a neutral look out of it. It's not like a super like too warm palette. The only color that's very warm is this red shade, and it's even not a orangey red, it's more of a neutral red, so it's not too warm. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow formula from them. It's a limited edition shade. It's Silver Scream. It's a very beautiful silvery taupe shade, and a lot of their cream eyeshadows dries quite quickly, but this one does not. I have this one for quite a long time and it's still working very nicely, and it's not like cracking and creating this little gap between the product and the jar, that's showing that it's very dry. It's still working very nicely. I actually hope this shade was a permanent shade. And they're not like a very full-on pigmented, super shiny kind of formula, but I like the delicate kind of a little bit formal kind of look. And actually this shade looks better on the bare lip. And also, I have this cream eyeshadow. It's another formula, Illusion d'Ombre. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, probably not. This is, I'm sure this is already discontinued formula, but this formula is so nice. This is in the shade Fantasme, and this is a very white looking shadow, but whenever I use it as a topper, it works very beautifully. Today, since it's like too strong and I have somewhere important to go, so not using this today. So the next would be cheek product. I have a lot of Chanel blushes, but most of them are limited edition. This one is a very beautiful compact with a flower embossing, and I really like this kind of embossing, and I believe this one I have is the second one they have done, and I hope they will do more of this, but they haven't for recent years. I don't know why. This one is also a limited edition, and this is a limited edition color, and now the formula is also discontinued. They changed to a new formula that's a little bit more wearable, or like less pigmented. Very bright coral red kind of color. And also this one, I have 3 of their cream blushes, and I think this is discontinued a very long time ago, like many years ago. Is their Le Blush Creme de Chanel, and this is in the shade 69. Actually, this cream blush formula is very nice, so I hope they will do this again, but now they don't have this. So today I'm gonna use this one. Like how pretty that is. It's such a good, like, natural flush, but leaning on the like warm orange side kind of color. So pretty. I hope they will do more of this, or even make a permanent line that has this embossing. If they really decide to do that, I think people will go crazy on that line. Actually, I want to try to pop just a tiny little bit of this on this area. Just a tiny little bit. It just gives a little more life on the cheeks, but I feel like that's probably a little bit too much color, and I was like tapping gently onto the color and tap a lot off on the palm of my hand and apply on both of my cheeks, and it's still very intense. Okay, that's a very blushy look. For highlight, this is also a limited edition product, is the illuminating powder. It has a very pretty, like a fabric kind of embossing onto it, and it's a quite strong highlight, but it's not chunky at all. Let's just apply a little bit. I want a very natural kind of highlight today, so just applying a little bit. In this highlight, you can build it up to a very intense look, and you can also like dab some onto the compact and take it off on your hand a little bit and apply it, and then it will be very natural. A little bit on the inner corner, just a the tiniest amount of product. Okay, now let's do lips. I want to do a nude lip. I have 3 of nude color from them. One is this Rouge Allure Velvet in the shade Libre. It is the number 62. And it's like a pinky mauve kind of nude shade. And I have two of their Rouge Coco Flash. One is a very popular shade Boy, and this one is also a very popular shade. Is the shade Chicness. This Chicness shade is a little bit cooler and a little bit darker, and this Boy shade is just more of a peachy nude, but still quite neutral, I would say. So which one should I use? Let's try this Boy shade on. It's pretty much just my lip color. I didn't remember it to be this close to my natural lip color. I want to say it's quite nice, but let's try the other shades. So this is the shade Chicness. This is just a little bit more brown, but still quite close. I think it's because this is a quite sheer formula, so it doesn't add a lot of color on your lip. This shade is also quite nice. And let's try this Velvet Matte formula. Yeah, I feel like this color works a little bit better. Still not something that I want. Let me try their lip glosses. And this one is in the shade 724. It's a quite intense looking shimmery red, but on the lips it's pretty much just a bronze shade. It's not that pigmented. But this one is quite pigmented. It's 716. It's a very nice, like, neutral toned nude color. I still feel like this is quite cool toned. And let's try this red shade. Maybe a little bit better, but I'm not sure. And I actually have quite a bit of their like stick formulas, the Rouge Coco STYLO, and I feel like this shade 216 could be working for me today. Still feel like it's not quite a right shade. And this is just me every time I'm deciding my lip color, so it's nothing new for me. I think I'll just use the color Boy. It works the best among all of these colors, I feel like. I actually rediscovered a lot of product in today's video, and I'm quite happy about that. So yeah, that's the video. Thank you for watching. Bye.